shift क्या लोगे? जो आगे लगे सीधे का Yellow guy, right? Shop. Up. Up. Shop. Now, okay.
I'll do you stick a tweaker. You know better than that, don't you?
Okay. There's one here as well, eh? There's a big one here.
We remember for the next
We'll remember for it for the next time. 100%. All right.
You can step at a time, but obviously it's like that.
Halfway there. Thanks.
Where it is?
Halfway to the two, where it is. Thanks, love.
Somewhere in the box.
Okay.
One meter off the two, please, boss.
Half meter off the two.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first session, day one, the 2025 BSA Masters Wingate Country Club. Promises to be an absolute spectacle, as always. We have the best of the best. And fairly good commentary team, too. Good time to introduce Claire Cowan. Claire, good morning.
Good morning, Wade. Oh, you're very complimentary this morning. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, you're a master batter yourself, having been in the mix last year. Claire, just quickly, the sense this morning, there's a lot of nerves. Walking down, the bowlers all sort of quite quiet. Describe to me the butterflies in the stomach on day one before the first ball's really been bowled.
Yeah, look, I think everyone comes down the day before and you're having a roll up and getting a feel for the speed, and you feel very relaxed and you're chatting to mates and all of that sort of thing. And then the next morning you rock up here and all the flags are up. They do the flag raising ceremony and you sing the national anthem, and you're shaking. The butterflies are flying, the hands are shaking. So I think most of the players also just want to get on the green. It was a bit of a late night last night for a lot of them. It was a fantastic opening ceremony function that we had last night, and they love their bowls. So as soon as they can get some good bowls down, they'll start to settle and feel a lot better.
Yeah, we'll touch on the opening ceremony and our guest speaker, Victor Vermeulen, and just how impactful that opening ceremony was and his guest speak. But yeah, let's just introduce the players for session one. Obviously, two women of high class here, and Fran Baleri taking on Esme Kruger. So we've got two Proteas up in action, both decorated at the highest level. Fran's obviously done quite well at the African States, and Esme, well, she's wearing a Commonwealth shirt. As probably the viewers just need to be reminded that everyone is supposed to be wearing their highest honours, and Esme, part of that silver medal quartet back to back at the Commonwealth Games. She'll be looking to start well and lay down a marker against Fran, who's certainly the next crop and one to watch.
Yeah, Fran had a fantastic 2023 Masters when she played Marizelle in the final of the Junior Masters. That was actually at Province Cricket Club, and they had a cracking final. Marizelle snuck it at the end, and then last year Fran was in the Open Masters. And I actually played against her, and we had a long chat afterwards. And I think personally she was a bit disappointed in her performance. She wanted to do a lot better, and she's really excited and raring to go today. Esme has had a fantastic season in 2024. You've mentioned all the medals she's won, Commonwealth. She won the Western Cape singles last year. Her and Colleen played in that final. Eden singles, so she's in fantastic form as well, and coming off a bronze medal from last year at the Masters.
Yeah, and quite interesting, they're in the section with last year's winner Esme Haley, so they know that that's going to definitely be a tough match. The way Esme bowled last year, if she's anywhere near that level, she's got to be have 9 toes in the final. But this is a game that you kind of have to win. It's the first one. It sets you up for the rest of the tournament. Yes, you could maybe rely on someone else knocking off a win against Esme, but this game could actually be quite a crucial one to see who could go quite close to pushing Esme to play in the final on Sunday.
This is a absolutely critical game for both these players, and both of them will want to get a nice confident start, get a feel for the green. Probably a little bit stickier this morning than it will be this afternoon, so it's also important for players to adapt to the conditions quickly. Esme was deadly last year. I had a baptism of fire. I played her in the first round. I was like, welcome to Masters. She was absolutely fantastic, and she's always putting down good bowls.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's a little bit stickier today. We were on the green yesterday at about 3:03, and it was absolutely lightning fast. It was, I'd say, getting towards 15 seconds. But overcast conditions yesterday was full sun, so it may help the first game. Jitters, you don't need a 16-second big swinging green to start off with. So this might be a good settler, and then obviously as the day goes on, I think it's going to heat up a bit. Some of these clouds might burn away, and the green will probably speed up by probably 2 seconds.
Yeah, it is fantastic weather for bowling today. Just a little bit of clouds in the air, slight little breeze, so hopefully it'll keep it a little bit cooler. Yesterday bowling at, as you said, 3:38, it was incredibly hot. Guys had put down like 30 minutes of bowls and they were sweating. It looked like they'd run a marathon.
And we'll do our best to keep you updated with all the scores as they happen. We're on the sea green here, and next door we got quite a high quality match. Wilson Malebolo playing Wayne Roberts, so we'll keep an eye on there. And next to them on 3, we've got Chris Strover playing against Sean Thomas. So there's a lot to play for, and we're done with the trial ends, so we're going to settle in and enjoy a high quality first to 21 battle between Esme Kruger and Fran Baleri. Just doing a bit of the paperwork before we start here, checking that the bowls are all signed up and legal and legitimate.
For those that sort of haven't been at a competition like that or watched it, it is quite intriguing the amount of admin that goes into what the technical officials do, the umpires do, both everyone who comes here for the first time. Why are you writing down serial numbers and all these weird things when you start?
For most bowlers, the bowl stamp and the number, you don't, there's no use for it. But when you get to this level, the top 16 men and women, that's when it counts, and your bowls have to be up to date and up to scratch and perfectly legal. There have been cases of people sending their bowls to the UK to be re-stamped and just to make sure they're all configured the way that they're supposed to be in line with the laws. But as you say, there's a tremendous amount of work, and besides, and I'm not downplaying the Wingate Park facilities, which are absolutely incredible, but the staff around, from the tournament committee, etc., it's actually, it's mind-blowing how much they go through, and full credit to them for allowing the bowlers to settle down and do what they need to do, because there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that goes on.
Just a reminder reminder for all of you watching on the live streaming, Talking Heads, share the link, spread it wide. Wade and I are always looking to engage with those that are watching, so put comments down. And we'll try answer any questions that come through.
Yeah, and one of the nice aspects for the comments, we always welcome all our international viewers. It's nice to see where they're coming from during the nationals. They were coming from very obscure places, far and wide. This game of bowls is well enjoyed by so many. So, yeah, let us know where you're watching from. And definitely, there we go. Goeiemorgen from Heidelberg. Hello, Carl. Enjoy the stream.
Carl, you're very lucky. You got Wade's best Afrikaans.
That is almost all of it. So, yeah, it's a good start here by Fran. She's got one nice and close, and you just need to get that first bowl away nicely, and it kind of settles you down. Picking your own hand.
Yeah, I think both bowlers also preferring the inside hand at the moment. Fran obviously needed to change now just because of the line that Esme's bowls are sitting on.
Definitely a second or two slower this morning than it was yesterday afternoon, and that might be a factor in the first half an hour of this game.
Experience is so important. I'll never forget my experience last year. We had a good 2 hours rolling up in the afternoon the day before, but it was hellishing hot and the green was so quick, and the next morning it was, as you said, that 2-3 seconds slower. And you need to adapt to that very, very quickly. You can't kind of think, oh, I'm sort of still bowling on the greens I played yesterday afternoon. Got to be flexible and ready to do anything.
And that should be one to Fran to start off with. You can see that forehand is sticking a bit, and just obviously Fran doesn't want to cross the centre line, but just two of those forehands just not coming back to the mark, and Esme a little bit short on the backhand, so that they'll be settling down, and expect this game to the quality to improve as it goes on, as they just figure out the stickiness of the surface first up. We've got another viewer tuned in from Graaff-Reinet. Not too far down the road from where our Marco Folly is at Oudtshoorn Bowling Club. Anyone who's been to their legendary Oudtshoorn Pairs tournament will know Folly, all his hard work there. And he's taken the flight up to Joburg to be a marker. And we can also have a look at those fantastic markers bibs, Pro Brand Group, and I believe it was Perfect Delivery, one of the long-time BSA sponsors that come together to make sure that the markers are well equipped, makes everything good. They've got the lollipops out, which makes the live viewing much better. You can see who's holding.
You do feel sorry for the markers if they don't have those bibs. You feel like you should be a lady with a handbag. There's so much for them to carry and traipse backwards and forwards across the green.
And there's a lot to do, because you're marking a toucher, you're trying to show the person that they're one up, everything's stuck in your pocket, and you're also trying to be as still and steady. So a marker's job is a serious one at this level. Beautiful ball here by Fran. She's just getting the better of Esme early doors here. Just getting her weight slightly better.
Also like what Fran did on her first bowl, putting that bowl just behind, slightly easier then to make your adjustment forward.
Yeah, and as the bowlers, there's more feet on the green this morning. As it gets later in the day, we're going to expect a better and better finish. So it's going to quicken up, and then the margins become a lot tighter. Fran's got the luxury of the back ball. Touch on the jack there would have been good.
My ball away, please.
Yeah.
Esme trying to change early. I think that's the good thing though. While you're only one down, you can change and specifically early. So while Fran doesn't have second shot, she'll keep her opponent guessing. And that's second shot now, which makes this last ball all the more important. Looks a bit on the skinny side. If she finds her own ball, it could work. Nope. Needed a thinner edge and then the run on, so that's 2 to Fran. Claire, let's quickly touch on last night's opening ceremony. Obviously the major talking point was Victor Vermeulen, but before we get into Victor, let's just discuss Colleen Piketh and the Presidential Award. Julie earned that award. She really has been a wonderful servant to bowls over a 20-plus year career with obviously her masters. Last year she was bronze, but she holds the record with seven golds. An absolute stalwart in the international scene and widely respected around the globe. Quite nice to see some of the emotion pour out from Colleen as she really lived in the moment last night.
It was a fantastic opening function. And yeah, it was amazing to see Colleen get that award. Absolutely deserved. I think everyone was ecstatic that she'd been recognised in that way. I think she was very honest and open in her speech, which I think is really, really important. I think too often we stand up there and always try and say the correct things, and you could see the emotion in what she was saying. It's been a tough few months for her.
It has.
It has definitely, and I was, I speak quite a bit to her, and we saw her at the Durbanville Fair Tree Classic, just after the news had come out that she wasn't in the gold squad, and the emotion was very palpable then on that weekend, and you could see it come out again today, and congratulations to her for being honest and wearing her heart on her sleeve, because I think it's so important. We all put a lot of effort and time into this game, and it was fantastic just to see her, be her and be herself, and it's such a good learning point for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think she spoke of her disappointment of that, and I think also we kind of got a sense, or maybe it was just me, but and just having a look at her demeanour this weekend. I think she means business. I think she has something to say still. I think that her race isn't run. From her perspective anyway, she's going to be looking to really knuckle down, and I know she's in a really, really tough section. There's 5 Proteas or Gold Squad members in her section, but Colleen's game has been built around singles, with she's tasted success at the very highest level in singles, and it's going to be wonderful to see how she goes. I don't think there's anyone who comes up against her this weekend is going to have an easy game. So yeah, it was a great moment, a great touch. David Hammer, really expressed as best he could the respect and the heartfelt thanks from bowls in South Africa to Colleen, and she deserves all the credit. Whenever she puts a post out, she was at Potters and beat Mervyn King in that first round. You saw the comments. She's well respected, like the Burkitts and the Bakers. She's in the class, and whenever she goes overseas or whenever she's posting on Facebook, you see the international names come out. And all respect to Colleen, and it was a lovely touch last night.
Yeah, she's very, very determined. I chatted to her getting off the bus, and she's definitely here to graft hard, to work hard, to ask some serious questions. think it's fantastic from Bowl South Africa that they are bringing the youngsters through, the juniors that have been building records and been doing so well. But there's nothing you can say about experience and class, and she's one of the classiest bowlers South Africa has ever produced.
Yeah, that's for sure. Particularly with her demeanour and just being, an absolutely wonderful competitor. That's unfortunate from Esme. Not much is going her way in the early doors here, so she'll need to take a couple of deep breaths, maybe a glass of water, 2 in a measure, probably 3 there. She found the jack, but it went the wrong way. It's going to be a tough battle if Fran gets her tail up here, because Fran has got the experience now over the last couple of years, African states, etc., to compete at this level and beat the best. The fear factor's gone, I think, for this new generation. As good as this Proteas are, and as good as Esme is, there's no fear anymore.
Fran is a very confident player. She's a beautiful drawer, but she also doesn't mind playing that pound-on shot or even having a full run. And what you say is so important. The young bowlers that have been given opportunities have built their confidence. Fran had a fantastic nationals in 2023, I think it was.
Yeah.
Shame she was as sick as a dog. That was the year that the stomach bug ran through the ladies contingent. A whole lot of us that were down. She was off at 4 a.m. in the morning at the hospital on a drip before she had to come out, and I think it was almost 4 games she had to bowl the next day. So she's got fighting spirit, so she'll never give up, but neither will Esme. Esme will figure out what she needs to do just to change the momentum slightly.
Yeah, I think all that means in this game is that we're in for a long one. 6-0 to Fran after picking up 3 there. Definitely the green is slightly slower this morning, and
Who's holding, please?
I think it's important, as you mentioned, to get that first ball past the jack and come back towards it, rather than trying to dead draw, because it looks like it's just pulling up just short every time.
Just going back to what we were chatting about, Colleen, I think also for me what is just so important as sort of a new bowler coming onto the scene is just what a fantastic person she is. How open she is to give advice, to include you in conversations. She's very, very sort of approachable, and sort of she's never too scared to engage with anyone or have a chat. And I think for me that's also so important in any sport. A couple of people from Western Province will know what I love to say, and a lot of people often roll their eyes, but can't be a great sports person if you're not a great person yourself as well. Those two go hand in hand. And Colleen, for me, is one of those great people as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if our cameraman can pan just to the middle of the rink where Annika Skeppers is busy talking. She's all these bowlers, these top bowlers, they give her their time. Cracking ball there by Fran. They just, they'll stop. Everyone knows who Annika Skeppers is, and Annika might not remember everyone, but she'll stop and chat, and one of the most polite and kind souls you'll meet, and she's a great bowler. So Colleen is in the same breath, and we're seeing that with this new wave of bowlers. Sure, they're fierce competitors, but they're good people. They congratulate. They play in a great spirit, and that's what bowls is about. There's no longer, you don't talk to your opposition. You commend them. There's Anna there, but she's done with her hellos now. She's just having a quick squizzy at the green. She'll be tough to beat. She's looking for all the wins she can to keep her world ranking up there. Wayne Roberts is putting on a little clinic here next door to. And as we said that, Wayne's drawn 3 fuss and Wilson has come back and high-fived him. It's no Wilson you can see is as focused as ever, but that's the way the game is now being played. The game, you have to be a good person, you have to be a good soul, and let your bowls do the talking. It's wonderful, the camaraderie that's even at this highest level. It's a good lesson for for a few people that maybe sulk when they lose or sulk when things aren't going their way.
Yeah, I think no longer is your opponent your enemy. They're just your opponent. They're another competitor. And you've got to give everyone the respect they deserve. Yes, while you're on the green, you're bowling against each other and you want to take things seriously. But there's got to be that respect for good execution of skill.
Esme is begging this one to get down, but her weight is just a little over. That's a 3 to Fran. A very good start this morning. Just got her weight a little bit better than Esme has. Esme is battling line and weight at the moment.
Mark of being very, very honest there. Saying 2 and a measure. Esme giving the third to Fran. Fran goes to a 9-0 lead. To see we've had another welcome from New Zealand. Graham, welcome. It's fantastic. See you watching bowls all the way in New Zealand. I'm not quite sure what time it would be there now.
It's middle of the afternoon. Probably on a Friday, no better time to watch bowls. Graham, enjoy the live streaming. Cape Town Talking Heads, our production team. Noel Solomon's his son Cole. They do a fantastic job. The quality is excellent. They know what they're looking for. Noel's obviously a bowler himself. I don't think he's got Cole on the greens just yet, but they do a fantastic job. So Graham, enjoy all the way from Taranaki.
Noel needs to make sure his team works hard, you see. No time for bowling.
He's on the green on a Saturday afternoon, and his production team are working. You see that forehand, you go a little bit wide and it's just sticking out there, so that's something to note.
You can see the rinks are quite far in from the edge, so normally you would be expecting that hand to maybe bend a bit more than it is.
And quite interesting, Fran started off on the forehand going away from our commentary booth and has changed, and Esme's gone the opposite, so both bowlers trying to figure out which is the best route to the jack. Esme's on a narrow line, but I don't think she's going to make it all the way there. Wilson firing cannons next door, stopped by Foley's foot there.
We were talking about the markers being so busy, they even have to watch for bowls ricocheting from other rinks. Yeah, Wayne Roberts is off to a 10-3 start there. In fact, he dropped a 3 on the first end, so 10 unanswered shots, and he's holding 2. So we've got Lorraine Victor from Nelsprings. Good morning, Lorraine. And Louis says good morning from Iraq. Now, I think that's one of the more obscure places that we're going to find people tuned into bowls. And he says, how lucky is my wife to mark there again. Yes, if you can't be at the Masters, you commentate. That was still weight.
Thanks. I was referring to me, but sure, if take it on the chin, marking, umpiring, scoring. There's a lot to do. Noel works in the production team. The bowlers are a passionate bunch, that's for sure. This is a very tricky line. This forehand. She might have. Yep, that's the shot. Should be. Foley's going to have a look.
Yeah, it's incredible to see just so many volunteers giving up their time to assist. I've never seen so many umpires, so many markers, technical officials all around the greens. Doesn't matter what you need here as a player. There's assistance and direction. So.
Yep, we're going to have a measure. It's going to be close. Here we go, some good advertising for the Pro Brand Group. It's Donny Piketh. It's doing some great things. There's a bit of an incentive scheme, you know, equip your club out with their gear, and there's a bit of a payback. So wonderful to see bowlers giving back to the sport, you know, a little quid pro quo.
It's so important these days for all sports, sponsorship, to help grow the game, give players opportunities. I think Bowl South Africa are doing a fantastic job as well, getting more events streamed so those sponsors can get a good return on investment. Always a team effort.
Yeah, there's our two long-term sponsors, Personal Trust and Barton Insurance Brokers. They have done for many, many years so much for this game at both, you know, this level, BSA level, events, and then right down to clubs. So if you are in the needing, you know, a competitive quote insurance, Barton Insurance, they pay out. Did you know, Claire? They pay out even for a club game, a club pairs, a full house, you know, so, you know, why not? They're very good. I made the switch, and Geesje and his team do a phenomenal job. I also had the unfortunate experience of having to have a claim, and Prudence Mabela, if you look at their Facebook page, it's just littered with compliments to the team. So they really do look out for you, and Geesje has been around the bowls greens for many, many years, supporting bowlers, got lots of friends in the game, so full credit to them. And Personal Trust are another great bunch, you know. If you need a will, if you need just to have your finances looked over, if you've got extra money, tax-free savings, Personal Trust, you know, they've got branches pretty much around the country, so it's about good relationships. Mark Gibbs and Greg Nasson, two great guys from the Cape Town team. Really important to support the people that have been supporting bowls for so long.
Wait, and the other really important thing to touch on is that they're bowlers, and so they also know what bowlers want and what bowlers need. And I've heard Mark Gibbs talk many times, and he loves to use it's about the personal touch, and that's for sure. They're always putting in extreme amount of effort. Esme has potentially been quite unlucky. It was a fantastic bowl. She trailed the jack just slightly. Fortunately, Fran had a well-positioned bowl just behind the jack.
She's very unlucky not to go straight with that jack, because it probably would have made close to 2 there. So she lost the measure on the previous end and has now had another good trail on the jack that's not gone away. So things aren't, you know, if Lady Luck isn't smiling on Esme Kruger right now.
Esme playing a slightly more attacking bowl there, ideally trying to find her own bowl or Fran's shot bowl, and then should be looking to pick up 3.
If you move it, it will touch the jack.
And the one in front, marble.
A meter.
So having spent a bit of time with Neil Burkett and just listening to what he thinks about a good delivery in the game, you know, you got to stay low in your delivery for as long as possible, and Fran is a very good example. She really gets it away nicely. There's a lot of balance to her action, and it's something that is very repeatable. Particularly, I know she's very young, but it's going to be repeatable for many years. Esme on the run again.
Yeah, Fran is very consistent in her delivery. There's not many variations once she puts it out. Couple more people saying good morning. Margaret Thomas from Durbanville. Good morning, Margaret. Another Margaret from Heidelberg. Michael Zart and Greg Conley. You go, Franny. I love that.
He's watching from Dundee. Yeah, and for the people that can't get down here, this is the place to find your updates, get the action, enjoy the live streams. We've got four games today, 4 games tomorrow, and then 2 games, including the final on Sunday, where we will crown our 2025 BSA Masters champions across under 30s, Open and Veterans. So just for those looking for some updates, Mr. Bowles is 6-1 up against Chris Strober. Natalie Buerta is 8-0 up on last year's under 30s champion Lizandre Hildebrand. Wayne Roberts is 12-5 up against Wilson Malibolo. And Terence McGlynn from Kingfisher is 9-5 up against Wayne Rittmiller, a renowned singles player. Wayne Rittmiller is always looking to be in the mix for medals. Very good second shot there from Fran.
Dwayne Thomas joining us, also from New Zealand, Bay of Plenty. Wade's given us a good update on scores. Hello, Fiki. Fiki joining us from Cape Town.
Loves to watch bowls. I mean, if there's a live stream, there we go. That's a good shot by Fran, knocking herself into the head. If there's a live stream, Fiki's she's 100% on it. Not that we'll tell your employers or anything like that.
Fiki's a master multitasker. She can do everything. She can do anything.
Well played by Esme there. Should be holding 3. Cracking shot. It's a kind of shot that might just lift the spirits.
Yeah, Esme definitely trying to play a little bit more attacking. We saw in that last end coming up towards where we commentating from. She played a little bit more attacking there. She didn't get the result, but she wasn't far off. That also helped build her confidence, change the momentum.
Yeah, showed over the mat for the first time. So yeah.
Also, Fran's had the ability to just draw and draw and draw, and
it's only 2, but a touch on the. I nearly said the white, but a touch on the jack will make it 4. So Esme won't. There's no danger. Yeah, very good. Interesting to see how Esme goes. Yeah, what length does she play, and if she can pick up a few on the trot.
Yeah, they've definitely been Fran's been keeping it to a sort of 3/4 to long end. So we would expect Esme to change the length.
Yeah, good morning to Craig Remington from Harrogate in the UK. Yeah, if we get a pan onto the skyline, it might look great, but it's still warm and nice. So sorry, Craig, that you are both not here and that our weather is still remarkably better.
Overcast and grey, but we're still sitting here in shorts and t-shirts, so nothing to complain about.
Yeah, and thank goodness for a little breeze. I'm sure the players will much rather play in this than yesterday. Yesterday was 30 and very hot with not a breath of wind.
Esme picking up 3 here. She's pulled the mat up a little bit and So it's definitely a slightly shorter end she's playing. We'll also do our best to have a look at the other green and just see if we can give you some scores. There's a big Western Province derby going on between Maggie van Zyl and Mo Low. Maggie's leading 7-5 at the moment.
Not that those two don't know much about each other's games. I mean, that's like, at this point, it's a rematch round 10 probably.
I think when it originally started, it was sort of the David and Goliath, but 3 years on, I think it's a proper duel between two phenomenal bowlers in Western Province. Joanne from Port Alfred, Colleen. Good morning, Colleen.
Yeah, this is an excellent response to Fran after dropping her first end. The lines are a little bit tricky on this rink, as we've seen, so that's a very good effort and a good spot if she can find it. But yeah, the lines seem to be slightly tricky on this end. So picture of some of the action, and as you can see there, Maggie's on the mat against Molo. Another great ball here by Fran. Look at the weight. Excellent.
That's a brilliant ball. It's terrible when you watch so much bowls and you know all these players quite well. As a commentator, I almost want to clap, but you suddenly realize you can't be doing that now.
Yeah, you see Esme just trying to get some action onto the shot ball or the front ball, but it's such a tricky line. It seems to be bending her more with weight than anything.
Wade, you took the words out of my mouth. It's almost like if you're trying to play with a bit more weight, the line is even harder and quite difficult to keep the ball up.
You can just play with this weight and you'll be
to
perfectly
get a fourth
okay.
in there. And
Absolutely. I mean, that's world class.
Bowling.
That is so good. What a comeback. Dropping her first end, she had the momentum. She would have been a little bit wary of a comeback, and
but again, that sportsmanship coming out. Esme saying well done to Fran.
yeah,
And
that's a full house there, a 4, 15-3. So this is the time when I start playing, is when it's just 6 shots. Just work your way towards the magic number.
And my ball, I close the ball. How far is it from the one? The yellow.
Ball and a half.
Ball and a half.
Yeah, the action is happening thick and fast on these two rinks that are closest to us. Fran's on 15, and Wayne Roberts is on 15 as well against Wilson Malavola. So maybe it's the rise of T20 cricket is making an impact on bowlers too. Geez, Wilson nearly took out a spectator with a drive there. It hit the bank, it bounced up, and behind the rink there, gentleman jumped out of his skin.
she used to say bowls is boring.
No, people that haven't played bowls, they would say that, because anybody who has. Very good ball from Esme. See, you just lean on it ever so slightly, and it's such a tough line. If you take a little bit more grass, it may not get there. But on the dead draw, beautiful, good advertisement for the Protea badge there on Esme's ball. I think she's dropped this one a tad short.
You can see them sort of erring on the side of caution on that ditch side hand, not giving it too much grass.
It's a good road. Oh, desperately unlucky. One and a measure, so Esme's got a pain-free draw here just to make sure. Yep, it's another.
Definitely looks like Esme holding 3. Clearly she likes to deal in factors of 3 at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how Fran comes back. 2 ends ago when Esme picked up the 3, Fran came straight back and picked up a 4. Try and cut that momentum early on.
Must be 3 there because Fran's not asking for a measure.
This time Esme's kept her mat back, probably on the 3 meter markish, trying to judge from where we're sitting. They are on the other side. Going for a 3/4 length here.
Yeah, and just so important to get a good first bowler where, this is the preferred hand. So if you can force your opponent onto the other, you're doing well.
How far is my ball, please?
It's going to meet it through, so Fran will have a chance.
Thank you, Louis, for your compliment.
Well, he says, the streaming is getting better every year and the commentary is good, so thank you for that. But I do feel like when the bowls is this good, it's easy to commentate. And obviously the quality of the production is so good. The action replays that we've got from Noel and Cole and the gang, so good. You never miss it. You never miss a moment. And and why would you want to? So definitely share the link in your clubs, your mates. Bowl South Africa YouTube channel is full of it. Check out the Facebook page, head over to Wingate Park. Wingate Park TV, they're also streaming. So there's a lot of action. Talking Heads with the Open, Wingate Park with another Open, and Pitch Vision are doing the under 30s. So there's a lot of action. If you check the Facebook pages, you'll be able to find out wherever the streaming matches are up there. Everything's out there, so enjoy. But better than that, get down here to Wingate Park and enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the high quality bowls.
Oh, just amazing bowling from Owen Robertson on the other rink. Wilson's trying to fight back, and every time he gets something close, Mr. Roberts just comes in with a superb draw. He's bowling brilliantly.
He's the world number 4 after all.
No, absolutely. Just such good bowls.
Yeah, Wayne is obviously the news is that he's going to emigrate to New Zealand, but he told me that he's going to be playing this week with a little bit of freedom, which is dangerous. You can't be, if you give a bowler, the license just to play at his level, he's going to really be tough to beat all week. You feel he was a silver medalist last year, losing to Jason. Esme's on a good track here. That's very good bowling.
Good comeback from Esme as well.
And
Trying to
Fran
get-
is only 2 down here. Let's see if she goes to the backhand. Yep, she's playing the backhand. I thought that she might try a little upshot. She's only 2 down. She's got the license
Yeah.
for it. It's our first shot in anger. She's on a track. Is she going to
Crossed on a
hold?
beautiful road.
She's going to take one out.
Okay, one out.
Very good.
Morning, Adam Zott. And Neo. Hello, Neo from Southern Free State. Good to have you watching, Neo.
Yeah, Adam Zartz isn't right about much, but he's certainly right about this, that it's a world-class event. It really is. From the minute you arrive at Wingate Park, you can tell that things are up a different level, and full credit to James Rushton, the bowl section president, and obviously the team around him, the organising committees, etc., the main club. It's an absolutely cracking venue. They've built a little satellite bar down by the greens here, so you don't have to trek all the way to the main club where the action happens after the day's play. Pizzas are great. It's just a fantastic atmosphere, and we've already got a fairly decent crowd in too. There are a lot of fans, loved ones, family members, a few children running around. So, well, not running around. There's a couple of babies and toddlers, so not yet.
Crawling.
Crawling around.
It's an incredible facility, and you just walk in here and you feel like you're at a world-class event. You know you've arrived. The hospitality is incredible. Everyone's so friendly. Waiters, bar staff, the LOC.
Last ball down our short. And my shot ball level.
Cutting it.
Just not behind.
So Natalie Buerta is 10-1 up on Lysandra Hildebrandt. Nixa Bengurik is 13-4 up on Warren Stain. Terence McGlynn is 12-8 up on Wayne Rittman and chasing another ball down the green. Mr. Bowles. I'll give you an update now. He's just standing in the way, doesn't like it. He is 9-3 up on Chris Strover. Wilson is fighting back all the time, but he is 16-7 down. It's a good shot by Fran. Got Andrew Barrow marking the game between Wayne Roberts and Wilson Malabolo. It's a long-time JBAB provincial player. JBA is not a bad district. They've got a few guys in their B team in the Open Masters, so it's a tough district, that's for sure. Move there at your peril.
It's a district that produces high quality bowlers all the time, and a few weeks time into districts will also be very, very interesting. Just had a look across onto B Green. Jerry Baker is off to a phenomenal start against Andrew Sterling. It's 12-0 up there. Maggie van Zyl leading Mo Low 10-7.
And that's as good as your eyes can get, because it's quite far
Yeah,
down.
it is quite far. I can see Esme Haley's up. I'm just trying to see the markers in front of the scoreboard from my angle. I can see Esme's got 15. We'll try and get an update on some of the scores on B Green.
Yeah, it looks like Fran is going to pick up the 1.
and comfortably picking up the one there. Important for Fran now just to stay calm in the moment. So hot here yesterday. I didn't even bring a warm top with me today, so I'm hoping it does warm up a little bit.
So good bowl there, little toucher. Claire, I'm going to step out and I'm going to welcome into the commentary booth Garth Waite. Garth is a BGN stalwart, loves his bowls, and I'm going to just welcome you in for his first stint this morning.
Thank you, Wade. I know you've got multiple hats on today and this whole weekend, so good luck and thank you. It was enjoyable commentating with you. Good morning, Garth.
Hi, Claire, how are you?
Very well, thank you, and you?
Good, thanks.
You've joined us in a really, really good game. Fran leading Esme. Both of them have sort of struggled to get a hold of the rink sort of early on.
Yeah, it might be a bit of, first game jitters and just a bit overcast here today, so not as sunny as some of the players might have hoped for, and that doesn't help with getting warm and getting a flow for the, just a feel for the game.
No, absolutely. We were chatting about it earlier that, a lot of the players would have, flown in yesterday, so you only got sort of an hour and a bit to roll up yesterday afternoon in that heat when the greens are dry.
Yes.
And definitely a lot quicker. So you've got to make sure that you come in with a mindset that knowing that it's not going to be the same as yesterday afternoon.
But Fran seems to be, building a good head and, just applying the screws a bit. She's up 16-7, so she's really taken the ascendancy in this game and holding 2, maybe 3 there. Esme really needs to get something close here, otherwise this game could get away from her quite quickly.
Esme doesn't want to drop a multiple here. She would be then sort of seriously under the pump. Good morning, Lofty. Most of you know Alan Lofthouse. I've done some commentary with him. Whenever I've done commentary with him, I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
So it definitely seems like 3 now. Esme pumping in that shot there. That's 19-7 if that's the case, and that really does put Esme in a precarious position that she can't afford to drop any more shots now.
When we started our live streaming, we were sort of just touching 150. Now we're on to over 300 people watching. So welcome to everyone. Far and wide we can see we've got Iraq, New Zealand, Graafrenet, Cape Town. So everyone, gotta love technology that we can stream all over the world and people can watch this exciting game of bowls.
Definitely, it has made the world a much smaller place with all the technology available, and I know personally I watch games being played in Australia, being played in the UK on the India greens, so it really does allow you to see a lot of different ways of playing and also thinking about your own game and learning from others. And I think this is the ideal opportunity for all our bowlers in South Africa to see how good our top bowlers really are.
Good morning, Eugene. Louis asking, is Fran playing with quantums or grooves? I'm not 100%. I'll double check. I think they're grooves. We'll try and get you some accurate information on that.
Yes. Yeah, so on the player sheets I only confirmed the colour of the bowls, and Fran says this is a Britannia, blue and red, but it doesn't specify the make or the model, so it is aero bowls. Esme is also playing with aero. She recently joined the aero team. She used to play with Drake's Pride Professionals.
So an update. Fran has got the grooves. Esme is playing with quantums.
Now the quantum are narrower than the grooves allows for more gradual bend and just drawing around a short bowl, where the quantum allows you direct line inside bowls and for a chop and lie shot at the end of the day, but you just need to trust your line and your length with both the bowl you're playing with.
Coming, we will do our best. Cameraman to go crawling on the greens to inspect the make and models of bowls. We'll do everything and anything we can to enrich the experience, give information. We'll just
Yeah. You for how does the greens here at Wingate, did it suit you? Was it?
Oh, they're absolutely amazing. I don't think my English vocabulary is good enough of greens at Wingate Park. They're slightly quicker than what we used to. In the afternoon, we'll probably expect us to get up to 50 comfortably. Whereas in Cape Town, sort of, that's running 13, 14. It's a bit of an adjustment to make, but once you make the adjustment, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
you just need to find your rhythm, sort of deliver on that kind of speed of.
BJ headed up by Bertus here, who's running the managing the green tournament. Coming back to the game we're at, is now holding shot, holding. Let's see if she can deal with this. She's playing on the backhand, hopefully trying to rest the ball, but she's a bit wide, and I think they can. Well, I won't call it before the wick is done, but she can. To her BSA Masters.
Fran, she was very calm, very settled early on, found her rhythm, and just stuck to it. One sort of with a little bit of weight.
This game, just give you some updates on the ring. So, Lysandre Hildebrandt is down 11-2 against Natalie Wood from Port Natal. Aaron Steins against Terence against Wayne Rittmiller, and Sean Thomas is up 10-4, Null 10-7 against Chris Strover from Port. Also playing in his on 18-8 to Wayne, holding might other year to hold game. So thanks for everyone that's tuning in. We hope to bring you more great content. Also the game that we also love. tune in 10:15 for the next session.
So we got Fran Baleri, a very, very good start to game.
You know, actually couldn't ask for a better start, to be honest. I think that just put the nerves a bit at ease because I feel like, you know, tournaments like this, you get a nerve. I'm glad that it went well for me. She just, see, she wasn't on, I know her. So, today, yeah.
Very humble, obviously, but you bowled very well. You had weight, and I feel like on the green was a bit, talk us through.
Yeah, you would think the quite a hard hand to play. So, well, I tended to stay away from that hand. But otherwise, the speed is fantastic. I feel like greens like this, it's, you know, it comes down to technique. And if you line in the weight, your bowls. I feel like true, you know.
Well, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you. Thank you.
Umpire.
Yeah,